Hey there, my name is Starchip and welcome back to another episode. This video has a past editor Starchip introduction because I cut the last video in half because it became too long. So enjoy future me, past me talking about all of the craftable weapons in the game. Of course, if you look at the skill helmet, we want a lot of these. I did not realize it was so good. Max health +5, damage +2, defense +2, 10% chance to lifesteal from target. That's actually insane. But if you don't want to wait for enemies to drop these things, you have only this list to go by. So we're just going to make every item in this list and then call it an episode. Alright, so now we're going to go over each of these ones. I already made some, but I will talk about them right now. First we have the spear. It costs 1 wood and 2 stick, and the spear gives you +2 damage. It is fine, it is easy to make, but you don't want to end up with this one. But it's very easy to make in the early game to make your villager into a militia. Look at this guy. Then you got the sword. It will turn your villager into a swordsman, and the swords cost 1 iron bar and 2 sticks. So you can make this without the smithy, which is a good thing. However, it does cost an iron bar, and it gives your villager an attack speed +1 and hit chance +1 and a damage +1. And as you saw earlier in the tables, those extra +1s actually matter a lot, except for, what was it, the damage? No, the damage is actually, those are actually all very good. And a 10% chance to bleed the enemy, and it will turn your villager into a swordsman, which is just really cool. The sword and the spear, by the way, makes your guy into a melee guy. It doesn't show you, but he's not throwing the spear, he's fighting with the spear. Then go to the chainmail armor. This is actually a lot harder to make. It costs 2 iron bars, and you need to have a smithy. You won't get that until later in the game, but when you do, you can make chainmail armor. And chainmail armor is actually very good. It gives your villager +5 max health. It won't get the health immediately. As you can see, it stayed at 15, but if it gets fed again, it will go up to 20, and it increases the defense by 2, which actually matters a lot because the +1 defense means that it will ignore 1 more damage every attack. The +2 defense, of course, doesn't matter that much, but it does nicely combine with other things that give your villager +1 or 2 defense. Then you have the golden chestplate. It's made similar to the chainmail armor, but then you need a smithy, and you need to go to the island to go get a gold ore to make a gold mine, so you can get gold bars on this island. But when you do have one of the best things that you can actually create yourself, and that's the golden chestplate. It's an item level 9, but it has a 10% chance to stun the enemy target, and the +3 defense on its own, by the way, doesn't do anything. It will only ignore 1 more damage compared to +0. But if you combine this with something that gives your villager +1 defense, it will be very good, because then you will ignore 2 extra damage every defense. So that's every defense, every time your villager gets attacked. So that's very strong. And of course, the 10% chance to stun an enemy target is insane. So you can just give it to your villager, it goes here, and it's just very nice. Then the iron shield. It costs an iron bar, a plank, and again you need a smithy. But then what you get is this guy, and this is actually the same as the golden chestplate, but it's actually 1 less defense. So if you want to make full use of the defense, you need at least 2 extra defense. But it does give that 1 extra defense that you need to block 1 more damage, and it goes here, of course. But golden chestplate is just a straight upgrade over the iron shield, but for the golden chestplate you need to go to the island, and for the iron shield you can just create it on this island, the mainland itself. Then we go to the wizard rope. It's made by a fabric, rope, and a smithy. Again, so you need a smithy, and again you need to have gone to the island to have gathered a fabric and a rope. So it's very hard to get this. And is it worth it? No, this is the 10% chance to make yourself invulnerable. That's super good, but your hit chance goes only up by 1, which is nice, but it does go into this slot. And as we've seen, I don't know about you, but I want to get the golden chestplate always over the wizard rope. But it is cool because look, it's cute. Then we have the wooden shield. It costs a plank and a stick, so basically just 3 wood and a stick. You can make this without a smithy, which is really nice, but what you get is something that increases the damage by 1 and increase your defense by 1. Actually, if you compare this to the iron shield, the +2 defense doesn't matter if you look back at the tables. The +1 defense is all that matters. So the only difference between this one and this one is that wooden shield will give you 1 extra damage, which actually really matters. And this one will give you 10% chance to stun the target. But another big difference, of course, is you want to have 4 defense, +4 defense to get the extremely good defense, to have 1 extra damage blocks every incoming attack, and that's easier obtained by having an iron shield instead of a wooden shield. But now that I look at it, the wooden shield on its own is actually just better. That's so weird. Alright, then we have the forest amulet. I just made it. I'm sorry for everyone that was watching, but I really wanted to make it. It costs 2 gold bars, 1 magic dust, 1 wood, and a smithy. So you need to go to the island, you need to get gold bars, you need to defeat enemies and get lucky to get some magic dust, and you need to have a smithy. But when you make it, you will get this thing, and it goes on top of your head, and you feel the healing power of nature running through you. But you have a 10% chance to heal a friendly with the lowest health, which is good in long fights. It will also give your villager +5 health and +2 attack speeds, which are both pretty cool things. So I really like this one. I'm not sure if it's worth going to the island for, but it's definitely one of the better things that you can put on your head from what I've seen. Then we have the mountain amulet, and it's kind of the same. 2 gold bars, magic dust, but this time with a stone. And the smithy. You also need to go to the island for this one, and you also need to have a smithy. But then you can make the mountain amulet. And this just gives your guy +2 attack, +2 damage, but also a 10% chance to make a random friendly invulnerable, which is nice. I do think attack speed is better if you have just good weapons, and the health is nice too. And I think healing invulnerable is really good, but I think this one is a little bit better because of the attack speed, and together with, for example, the stun ability. If you attack more times, you have more chance to stun the enemy target. So I think the forest amulet is just better, but it's nice to have those two, and look at them. They are super cute, and they both go on the head, this one too. Then we have the axe. It costs an iron bar, a stick, and a wood. You don't need a smithy, you don't need to go to the island. However, this is not a really good weapon. I will show it to you. This is an axe, and it's an item level 4, 10% chance to bleed the enemy target, but the attack speed goes down by 1, and I think that's one of the best stats to increase. And your damage goes up by 2, which is good. However, as you can see, the villager now has 15 seconds left to get a wood or a stick or something from this lumber camp. But when we give the axe to this villager, it will turn into a jumperjack. Now, lumberjack, a lumberjack. And if you look at it now, it reduces the time in half. So if you want people to be quick in chopping wood, you need some lumberjacks, so that's what the axe is good for. It's not really a good weapon, but it's really good to get some wood. Then we have the blunderbuss, and it costs a gold bar, an iron bar, plank, flint, and smithy. Also, you can get gold bars on the mainland, but you have to get lucky by killing enemies and hoping they will drop the gold bar. But it costs a gold bar, iron bar, plank, a flint, and a smithy. You also need a smithy, but then you can make this thing. This thing has a 15% chance to damage all enemies, which is really good if it's a whole white board. However, it has a 10% chance to do a critical hit on self. So I don't like using that because that you were hoping to get lucky. The hit chance goes down by 1, which is not really good, but your damage goes up by 4, which is insane. Sadly, it will just turn this guy into a militia, but this is a ranged militia. Then you get the bone spear, and it costs a spear that we've seen before, and 2 bones. So these bones come from some enemies. A lot of enemies actually. I will show it to you. Here you see the bone spear. Intimidating version of a regular spear, yes. It actually has +1 hit chance, +2 damage, and 10% chance to do a critical hit on the target. I am not sure what critical hit means, but I'm just assuming it's damage times 2. So nice, yeah. This compared to a normal spear is just 1 extra hit chance and 5% extra chance to do a critical hit on the target. So it's just a straight upgrade. Very cool. It's also a militia, by the way. Then we go to the bone staff, and I have not made this one yet. I did not make the forest amulet and the mountain amulet before this episode either, but I have not made this one yet. We need a magic staff for this, a bone, a gold bar, and a smithy. We have not looked at the magic staff yet, so let's go to that one first. The magic staff, you need magic dust, wood, and a smithy. Magic dust, wood, and smithy. Magic dust is of course dropped by enemies, and you also need to have a smithy, but then you can make this thing, which is an item level 8, long enchanted rod. It has a 15% chance to heal a friendly with the lowest health, which is really nice, and it has a 10% chance to do a critical hit on the target. It also gives your guy +1 attack speed and +2 damage, and it turns your guy into a wizard, so it is wizard type guy, the magic type. So that's also a very important thing to notice. But when you have this, we can make the bone stuff with a bone, gold bar, and a smithy. So again, you need to get bones, get lucky from enemy drops, from skeletons, wolves I think too. Also, don't kill wolves, give them a bone. They turn into a dog. That's very cool to have a dog. Bone, a gold bar and smithy. So we're going to make this. Ooh, strange portal. It's not a good timing, but that's okay. Right, now we have the things to make the bone stuff. I'm very curious what that will turn out. Also, the strange portal is here. I have to defend against that one moment. Noise, a bone stuff. It's item level 4. Really? For that effort? 10% chance to lifesteal from the target. A max health, -6, attack speed +1 and damage +2. Alright, you need to do a lot of things for this, and this is actually not that great. Okay, but it is something that turns your guy into a mage instead of a wizard. That's cool though. Post-grad wizard, yeah. Alright, it is really cool. Is it worth it? No, I was hoping it would like summon a skeleton or has a chance to summon a skeleton or something like that. Meh. Also, wow, those are a lot of enemies, but I think those pirates can handle it. Nice. They're not after you. I don't know why. Fight. Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Now go to the boomerang. It only costs 3 planks, but you do need a smithy, so 9 wood and a smithy. This is also not that great, I think. You can look at it here. It also comes back to you. It has a 50% chance to deal damage to all of enemies, which is very good, and hit chance +3, which is super good, and damage +1. Yeah, it's not bad. No. But it does not increase your attack speed. But this will turn your guy into a militia, and it will be a ranged dude. Then we got the bow, and the bow is made by a rope, a plank and a wood. So you don't need a smithy for this, but you do need rope, which is only found on the island. This can only be created there. And this thing actually turns your guy into an archer. It will turn it into a ranged guy, as well as the boomerang. 7% chance to do a critical hit on the target, and your attack speed decreases by 1, but your hit chance goes up by 2 and your damage goes up by 2. So it's pretty good. I'm not sure. I think some melee options like the ninja stars are really good, and we will get there. Like the throwing stars, I mean, wait, throwing stars are not melee. Throwing stars are ranged. Right, so I will show it to you, but throwing stars are definitely better than just a bow. Then we got a broken bottle. It's an empty bottle and a stone. You get an empty bottle on the island. I got it through getting just some liquor and then drinking the liquor, and then we got an empty bottle. With a stone you can cut it, and then you get a weapon, which is... I cannot actually show it here to you. Wait, yeah, I will just show it here. It because it's on the island, or you sold it, I don't know. But it just gives 10% chance to bleed yourself, 20% chance to bleed the target, hit chance +1, damage +1. It's a fun weapon, but nah, this is not going to cut it. Get it? Cut it. Bleeding. No. Then we got the club. 2 wood and 1 stick. Wait, I don't think I've made this one yet. Let's make it. Let's make it. Nice, it's indeed new and not used for playing baseball, and 10% chance to frenzy self. I don't think I've encountered frenzy yet. Attack speed -1 and damage +2. Okay, well, an early game item that's also turns your guy into a warrior. That's cool. Nice, I have not seen this yet. Nice. Doesn't cost a lot. You can use this instead of a spear if you want to. Doesn't really matter. But nice, cool. Then we get a crossbow, which we also have not made yet. A gun for arrows. So let's make it with a rope, a plank, wood, iron bar and a smithy. So we do need a smithy. We do need a rope, which is found on the island again. But then you can make it. Let's make it. Alright, rope, plank, wood and an iron bar. And now we have the crossbow, a gun for arrows. It's new. 50% chance to do a critical tick on the target. Hit chance +2 and damage +2. That's actually pretty good, and it turns to an archer again. So it's again a ranged thing. Nice. Thank you. Now we go to the hammer. An iron bar, a stick and a stone. I don't think we've made that yet. Let's make it. Let's make the hammer. Also, my board is too full, so that's why it's a one big chaos. I hope you don't mind. We got it. Nice. Slow and blunt, but packs a punch. It turns your guy into a builder, which is way faster at building. Nice. I don't know how much faster it will be in building. If you want to normally build a warehouse, it costs 15 seconds. But if you use the hammer, it will go to 7.5 seconds. So it just cuts it in half. Also, it has a 10% chance to stun the target, which is, I like that. Hit chance +1 and damage +2. Actually not a bad hammer. And you don't need a smithy or go to the islands for that. Cool. Let's now make the magic blade, which just is a sword, but with magic dust and a smithy. So you do need a smithy for this and be lucky enough to have 2 magic dust. Let's make it though. A sword and 2 magic dust to make it. A magic blade. It looks super cool. An ordinary sword that glitters. 20% chance to frenzy a random enemy. Attack speed +1, hit chance +1, and friendly. And damage +1. So this is basically the same with the added thing of 20% chance to frenzy a random friendly. That's a pretty big chance. Nice. I don't know how good frenzy is, so I don't know really how to evaluate this one, but it seems really cool. And now we have a magic blade. But if you give it to becomes a mage? Big question is this a mage that fights melee, or is this a mage that fights with just magic? I'm guessing magic because you're a mage, but I'm not sure. It's cool though. Let's now make a magic ring. We need magic dust and 2 coins for that and a smithy. So you do need to have a smithy. Alrighty, we're making it. You have 76 cartoon men. Oh no. Well, got a corpse on the graveyard. Spooky. We got a magic ring now. Once it glides on your finger, it grants you magic powers. 10% chance to make a random friendly invulnerable. Cool. Max health +10. Very nice. Hit chance +1 and damage +1. And it turns your guy into a mage. Cool. We made the magic, we talked about the magic stuff before, so we're going to go to the magic tomb. You need a map for that. I don't know how to get it regularly, but if you buy enough from the traveler that appears once every, I don't know, so many moons, you can get a map. And then with a magic dust and a smithy, map and a magic dust and this smithy, you can make the magic tomb. I am curious what that will look like. Nice, magic tomb, item level 11. An old book with spells in it. 10% chance to heal a random friendly, nice. 10% chance to frenzy random friendly, I hope that's nice. Max health +10, hit chance +1 and damage +1. So it's the same as a magic ring, but then instead of 10% chance to make someone invulnerable, 10% chance to heal someone and to frenzy someone. Cool, nice. And it will turn your villager into a mage. A magic wand, we have not made this one yet. I don't think it's better than a magic tomb, but we're going to make it anyway because I want to. It costs a magic dust and a stick. Okay, stick. Wait, what? Oh, you don't even need a smithy. It's not going to be better. It's really not. We now got a magic wand, simple magic weapon. 10% chance to heal the friendly with the lowest health and damage +2. This is actually not that bad. You don't need a smithy for this. You only need a stick and 1 magic dust. So you only need 1 enemy to have dropped 1 magic dust. You'll turn your guy into a wizard. Nice. They have the pickaxe. It's very similar to the axe, except that it's a stick with 2 pointing ends. Of course, 10% chance to do a critical hit on target and damage speed -1, damage +2, so really similar to the axe. For example, if you go to the gold mine, it will take 45 seconds to get 1 thing from the gold mine. But when you put the axe on here, it will take half that time. So this is the miner. It's very nice to have these ones, especially on the gold mines, because these take so long to mine. They have the slingshot, 2 sticks and 1 stone. It's not really that hard to make. It's actually very easy to make. It's one of the earliest ranged weapons that you can make. So let's see what it does. This is the slingshot. 25% chance to damage a random enemy instead of the one that it's facing. Attack speed +1, hit chance +1, damage +1. It's just very, increasing everything by 1 is actually very good. And it will turn your guy into a militia, but this will be a ranged militia. Then you've got the spiked plank. It costs a plank and a flint. Oh, wait. There's an enemy there. Oh, I hate this, that it throws everything around like that. It really sucks, but you are dead. Thank you. And we got a spiked plank, and you will see it's an item level 3, 7% chance to bleed the enemy, hit chance +1, damage +1. But this will also turn your guy into a builder. So it's also the same. This will cost 15 seconds instead of 30 seconds, yes. Then, the very last thing that we can create without looking at the drop rates of enemies, throwing stars. It costs 3 iron bars and a smithy, so it's very expensive, but then you get a really, really good thing. These are throwing stars, fast and accurate, ninjas love them, attack speed +3, so it will make your guy really fast. You see the attack speed is now, it will attack every 2.5 seconds. With the throwing stars, it will attack every 0.75 seconds, and it will turn it into a ninja. Look at it go. Also, attack speed is of course really good with the stun chance. So if you have a friendly pirate, which of course has the extra 10% chance to stun the enemy target, that's just an extra bonus of being a pirate. You give the throwing stars to the friendly pirate. It won't turn it into a ninja sadly, but it will now attack very fast. You give the golden chestplate to the friendly pirate, and now you can give, I don't know, we have a pirate head. Pirates can drop this. It's a very good drop. A lot of drops of enemies are actually better than what you can actually make. But this gives you an extra 10% chance to stun the enemy target. So if you put this on here, your attack speed is very fast, your hit chance is extremely high, and every time you attack, you have a 40% chance to stun the target. So this is what I like to all of my villagers to be, but it relies on this stupid pirate head that you need to get. So yeah, but that's what we're going to do in this episode, because I think that's enough. We are going to talk about the things that enemies will drop in another episode, probably. If you like this, leave a like behind or tell it in a comment or something like that. And I will probably make another episode of this, but then talking about all of the loot that you get from killing enemies, which is probably, some of these are really quite good. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.